Welcome to the Guy Pie Podcast, featuring Anthony, Chris, John, Sean, and Mark. This is a weekly podcast where five guys come together to make the ultimate conversational pie about the games they are currently playing.
Welcome to the Guy Pie Podcast. I'm Chris. Joining me today is Mark,
Howdy.
Anthony,
Was it?
and Venom. All right. Big week this week. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 came out. We've all played it this week, which is pretty dope. I'll let Mark start us off on this one. What are your thoughts on it so far?
So, I have been on record several times saying Call of Duty company is trash. Horrible company. They disgust me. And I'm not changing that because they still have not made up for what they did in the past. But the game, the product they released this time, it's pretty fun. So that at least is a good sort of band-aid on the road to recovery for me, forgiving them potentially. We'll see. But I haven't played any of the campaign, so I can't speak up any of that. But the zombies mode has been a lot of fun. Brought back just like in the last one, the loadout system, so you can come in with a weapon. And did everybody just freeze?
I'm so good. Or
Okay.
okay.
No, this is all your
Yeah.
videos feeds
We're
just
just
froze
like,
for me, so I just
oh.
wanted to make sure I was still good.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, so coming in with your own loadouts is a lot of fun. The field upgrade, well, yeah, the field. What are they called?
Field ability or upgrade. Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
I think
the
it might be
abilities.
upgrade.
There you go. Yeah, the field abilities are a lot of fun. Add some good dynamics. The gobblegums. I still haven't gotten used to that system because I never really played that Call of Duty Zombies a whole lot. So I need to get better at remembering that the gobblegums exist. Yeah, no, the gameplay's fun. The gunplay's fun. I do really enjoy the Omni movement in the zombies mode. It's been a nice little addition to the gameplay. And I don't know if anybody else has played the PvP, but I've been playing that, and I just like throwing on the hardcore mode and running around. That's been really fun so far. I haven't. Obviously, some matches there are people in it where they're way better than me in every respect, but most of the matches have been pretty like kind of like even with that, where it's like it's not like the other team is full of just John Wicks and my team's just full of like people who've never seen a gun before. So that's been fun. Like overall, it's been a pretty good experience so far. It is probably one of the freshest Call of Duties that I've played. Going back to all the other ones when we used to get them all the time, this one's, to me at least, is probably the freshest I've played. I don't know if that's just because I've ignored the last several ones or not, but yeah, overall, very good release from them. Very curious to see what the new Zombies map is. The two maps they have out right now have been a lot of fun. You got the smaller one in the little town, and then the bigger one on the island. Bunch of little Easter eggs and things to find. So the new map coming out soon. It's coming out with the release of the first season, right, Chris?
Yeah, that's what the developers were teasing. They had a stream, and the one developer said you can expect the first map at the launch of the season. So, like that. Yeah,
So,
it should be
yeah,
a couple weeks.
Getting another map in a couple weeks, and based on how these two maps have been so far, with all like the little stuff to find, I'm really excited to see what this new one brings. Yeah, overall, great experience so far. Maybe one day I will lose my burning hatred for these Call of Duty companies, but right now I'm just going to enjoy the game, see where that takes me.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't played the multiplayer. Like I played the beta back, obviously, and that was the thing. We all played that together. But yeah, the camo grind for zombies right now has been the main focus. Just continuing to play zombies, but with how like easier it is in here compared to Cold War to do the camo grind, like I see it not being as much of a massive task. Because like, so for context, I don't know if you remember, Mark, and I know for sure Anthony, you wouldn't like remember the grind because you didn't really play it too much. But like, so how you see like the camo grinds, where it's basically like up, like you get the 2,000 critical hit kills, right? Then you move into the 2 specials. With Cold War, you essentially had, I think it was like 8 or 10 different camo categories, and each category had within it like I think about like 6 camos within there, and like so category 1 would be like just regular kills, and I think it would go up to
Yeah.
10,000 kills, and then it would be like critical kills, it was like it was like a massive undertaking compared to what it is now, which I kind of like. I like that it's like more approachable, more easier to get these. Um yeah, because like a lot of us have already gotten gold camos and shit already, which I think is a testament to just how kind of, I don't know, like what's the word, approachable it is to do the
Yeah.
camo grind. But yeah, as what you said, yeah, I like both maps. I think I definitely like the smaller map more. But the bigger map is really fun when you have that 4-person group, especially when you get to
Oh
the
yeah.
chaos of the later rounds and shit. And then obviously the big thing for me, 3rd-person mode is a huge game changer, and I can't play first person anymore. I earlier today I did the thing you told us about, Mark, holding down to like switch to first person, and immediately it was like, ew, no, no, I gotta go back to 3rd-person.
The first person would be good if you're trying to like get a closer peek at something. There's like a collectible or something you're trying to get a zoom in on, but like the third person mode definitely is really nice.
Well, yeah, it just pairs so well too with that Omni movement. It's just like you see more of the fluidity of like what you're doing. But Anthony, what are your thoughts on zombies right now? On or especially like Black Ops 6 right now?
I'd say pretty good. The zombies have been pretty fun. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like the only thing I can point to for the difference really is the fact that there's third person, but I find it. I mean, the systems are very different, I guess, and the controls are much smoother, I guess. But when I was dabbling in like some of the previous zombie Call of Duty zombies, like leading up to release with Mike, Chad, and you and whatnot, I definitely feel like I perform like almost 5, 6 times better in this than I did in the other ones. Um, I think the third person is a huge factor for that. Because even like with the Omni movement, I haven't really utilized the most I've utilized that system is when I'm fucking around, like diving and doing twirls in the air, or like laying on the ground and just literally like rolling around on the spot, kind of shit, you know. I haven't really fully utilized it in when like shit's going down. I'm mostly just sprinting. So, but yeah, it's been fun. The systems obviously differ a bit from Cold War, which is the one I played a little bit of leading up to. Like that's the one I played, I think, the most of. But the systems have been good. I had to. I'm still wrapping my head around some of them. Like I know now that like the upgrades for the perks, you have to accumulate a certain amount of upgrades within the perks to unlock the upgrades for the access to upgrades for other perks and so on. So I'm working towards that shit. The camo grind, again, I don't have much to compare it to, like you said, Chris, but it has felt pretty straightforward. Like I got some cool camos for the one auto rifle I was using, and now I'm on to another one, and that's kind of where I'm probably focus my time is just fucking around different weapons, leveling them up, and getting camos. Because I guess like we were talking about, Chris, you get XP when you unlock them. Just kind of give me that boost. I think I am going to dabble a little bit solo, which wasn't really my intention. But I'm going to see how it goes. I've done one round or one match solo so far, and it was all right. And I've gotten more time in since then, so I think I could probably get a bit further than I did. I only got to round 18 solo, um, but I kind of have a better idea on like certain specials zombies like have certain weaknesses. It seems right, so I have a better idea of that and like a good structure of like a go-to progression path of upgrades that I kind of am comfortable with. Like, um, just mirroring from like what I've seen you guys do, right? So yeah, it's been fun. I think I'll continue to play it. Because initially I was just gonna hop in with you guys like maybe once, twice a week, but um, except for this coming week, I'll be on afternoons. But you'll probably see more of me on this. I think over the next several weeks or so. We'll see how long it lasts. But so far, nothing but good vibes, I would say.
Nice, very nice. Yeah.
Oh, and real quick
Go ahead.
before I move on, I did try the campaign. It's only first person. And I was telling you guys where I've never really played a Call of Duty campaign, so I don't know if they're all like this, but it was very much like peak shooting. I was just playing on normal. It wasn't like a hard difficulty or anything. And it's like if you're out in the open, like you're getting fucking destroyed. Like you have to be behind cover in some form. Which I don't know how if I'm a big fan of that, so I don't know if I'll play through the campaign. But I am gonna try it again at some point. And yeah, I won't probably ever touch the multiplayer. That's not for me.
No, that's totally fair. Yeah, eventually I do want to give the campaign a try, but before I do throw it to Venom, I will say, yeah, one of the things me and Mark were talking about the other day before the movie that like, I found really frustrating is so for this game, it's like not like when you look at your trophies and all that, it's not its own individual game, but it falls under Call of Duty, which under Call of Duty now has multiple games like for trophy lists. So like when I go to Black Ops under the Call of Duty, since it's not its own game, it's almost like a DLC in that regards. There's no platinum trophy for it, which is such a just a weird fucking design choice in my opinion. But like,
So
oh yeah,
so within that list of like things, what got the platinum? Like which category?
I think it was
Like
whatever. I think it was Modern Warfare 2, which was the first game to fall under it. I believe.
so stupid.
Yeah. So like, yeah. Usually, that's one of the main motivations to try to go do the campaign. But yeah, eventually I will visit it. Just not right now. But Venom. What are your thoughts on Black Ops 6?
I haven't been playing it. Eddie has. I like watching him play it. I don't understand. It looks like it'd be really easy if you just like ate the zombies. Why wouldn't you just eat them? I I don't understand. And then the multiplayer, he had some kid yelling at him, so I threatened to eat the kid. And I don't know how to find him to eat him, so I can't really help Eddie out in that aspect. But yeah, Eddie's liking it a lot.
Do you ever jerk Eddie off?
You guys sound like robots. I'm losing internet connection.
The symbiote's too strong, breaking the internet.
No, it's my internet company. They're terrible. They're awful.
Just eat their heads.
Oh. All right. Any final thoughts on Black Ops 6 for now?
Good game.
Good game. Good game. All right. Next up, we have Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I played a bit of it. Obviously the priority was beat Silent Hill. Did that, so I played a bit of this leading up to Black Ops 6. But now that 6 is out, any interest I had in this game has kind of like fallen off to the side for now. But that being said, it's a beautiful looking game. The graphics, they really it they nailed the vibe of the show, but like at the same time, like not like updated, right? Like it feels like you're watching a Dragon Ball Z episode, but it has like that repainted new look to it. The combat's pretty solid. Does take some getting used to, at least in my opinion. I fought Great Ape Vegeta, the fight that people were saying was like in From Soft Boss. I beat him on my fourth try, so I took some pride in that. But then again, I just spammed Kamehamehas like over and over again. I just like flew around the fucking map. But no, it's cool. It's a fun game. Eventually, I think the platinum looks possible, so I think I will go for that. But I think that'll be after the grind for Black Ops 6 camos. Venom. What are your thoughts on Dragon Ball Sparking Zero? I know you haven't played it. Did we lose him?
He's muted.
He's muted.
Oh,
There he is.
yeah, sorry about that. Sparking Zero. Yeah. I don't know what that is.
Okay. All right.
He's from
Mark,
space.
Mark, what are your thoughts on Sparking Zero? Is it something you'd fuck with?
I would play it, but like it's not something I'm going to go out of my way to, just because like those games are fun for me to a degree, but not something that I need to play out of the gate, because like the PvP online stuff, zero appeal. I've tried that before a couple of times, and every single time I've tried it on one of those games, the match starts, the person on the other end says some words in Japanese, my guy is dead, and the game somehow closes because I was beaten so bad that I was banished from ever playing it ever again. But yeah, it looks fun. If I find it on a sale, or if they release it on the like monthly games or something like that, I definitely pick it up and play it. But as for like a game I'm going to go out of my way for to buy full price, it's just not my particular cup of tea for right now.
No, that's totally fair. Anthony, how about you?
No, not really. Like, don't get me, like I know. Don't get me wrong. I love Dragon Ball Z and all its forms, but I'm just not a fighting game guy. And there's only one unique scenario in that genre that really pulled me in, and that was Xenoverse, um, which I can't really articulate exactly why. Like, whether it was maybe the character customizing aspect or what have you, but. Um, Yeah, it's I've definitely admired the series from afar though. Like, and as I like collecting games, I do have some of the older ones. Obviously, I don't have like Budokai Tenkaichi. I think it's 3 because it's like hundreds of dollars. But I do like picking them up when I see them if they're affordable, just to have them because I like games. I like Dragon Ball Z, and these are a well-loved game series. So I mean, it's great to see it come back with its original name as well. Um, the Japanese name. So, but no, that'll be a hard pass for me. I did find it funny though. People are like tripping out about the Great Ape Vegeta fight, and then the developer, didn't they just say like get good or like drop the
Well, yeah,
difficulty
they
down?
said you can turn down the difficulty like that. That's how they responded to him.
Love it.
All right. Joining us since Venom couldn't continue on, he had a bad internet connection, is John. John, we've been talking about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm still really interested in it. I haven't been gaming too much this week. That's why I had Venom fill in for me for a little bit, because I wasn't gonna have much to talk about. But Sparking Zero, like, I plan on getting it eventually. Like I said, I just haven't had time this week with Halloween coming up and all that stuff, like buying costumes, and it's just been a lot of running around. So I played a bit of Metaphor. That's it. So yeah, Sparking Zero's on my list. It's coming.
Nice. All right. Any final thoughts on this before we move on? All right. I'm gonna vamp for a little bit because Anthony does have his headphones on, and the next topic he's playing. Okay, he's back. All right. So next up, we got a trading card game shop simulator. Anthony,
Oh yeah,
how's that been going for you?
yeah, it's fun. I mean, so Sean sent it was either Sean or John sent a link about it in our chat like forever ago, and I just ignored it. Like I didn't. I'm like, I don't. What the fuck is that? I don't care. And then I started seeing clips on TikTok or whatever, and I'm like, okay, that actually does look kind of interesting. And I looked, it was like $16 or something, and I still had in my wallet, $5 in my wallet. So I'm like, okay, $11, $12. I'm gonna grab and give it a try. And now I got like 9 hours in on it, and it's actually pretty cool. Like it's exactly what the name is, right? And the catch is that you can open the packs that you sell, and all the cards have different values. So you can pull cards that are like thousands of dollars or like 10 cents and so on. But you have to level up to unlock the higher tier packs. And it goes pretty far, like upwards of into the level 50s and stuff. I'm only like level 17. But it's not just cards. Like you sell like a bunch of stuff like sleeves, card boxes, board games, D&D dice, plushies, all this stuff. And the goal is eventually you have a big enough shop with enough variety of items with good amounts of those items, and then you hire a fast cashier and a fast like guy for stocking. And then your job at that point is literally just to keep track of how much stuff you have, and then you when you need more, you just go into the store and order it, and then it shows up just outside your store, and then your stock guy will go and grab it and bring it to where it has to go, whether it's on the shelves or like in storage or whatever. And I want to get to that point because when you're at that point, then you can just spend all your time opening packs, you know, which is cool. Like I seen a lot of clips where people like they're around where I'm at, where I have like 3 grand, and my shelves are decently stocked right now. But then they're like, I'm going in for that big hit, and they'll drop like almost all their money opening, like buying card packs and opening them all, trying to hit like a card that's worth like 4,000 or 7,000. And so many people just end up screwing themselves, and they have to like start a new game because they have no money and they can't get any more like supplies to come in. Like they're waiting for what they have to sell just to order more stuff because they have no money. I just want to get to a point where I can like bring in like one of the more expensive boxes of cards and just start opening them up. The other thing that I thought was interesting, I haven't looked too much into it, but I saw a clip where someone had a mod where there was like Pokemon instead of like it's like made up card game. It's like Tetramon or something, and they're all random monsters, like not real cards, right? But someone made a mod where it's like all Pokemon, which I'm like, man, I wonder if I could get that mod and use it with my current save file. Because if I can't, like, I don't want to restart. Because like 9 hours is not a huge amount of time, but it's enough time where I'm like, I'm not fucking redoing that. So I might look into that to see if I can somehow apply it and still use my current save somehow. But yeah, it's not something I could sit and play for like 4 or 5 hours in a row because it is like I said, until you hire the guy to be doing your cashier, it's super tedious because it's like they come, they pay, and then you take their money and the till opens and your screen will say how much they gave you and how much change you owe them, and then you have to give them change like you're literally being a cashier, you know. Um, so the stocking part's fine, but that part it's pretty tedious. And I'm at a part where I'm getting a lot of traffic, but I'm trying not to like hire because I want to unlock the guy that's actually good at the job. So I'm like cashing out a guy, and I look over, I've made all my shelves visible from the cashier, and I'm like, oh shit, I need that, that, and that. So like as soon as I cash this guy out, I back up, open the store, I order those, and then I cash the next guy out, and then I run outside, grab a box, run back in, stock the shelf. I just throw the box, and then I run back to the till, cash a guy out, run grab another box from outside, bring it in, stock the shelf, throw that box, and then once it dies down, then I have to go pick up all the boxes I threw and like bring them back over to the corner because they still have shit in it, right? Because there wasn't enough room for all of it on the shelf. So, and I don't have any like warehouse type shelving yet. So when you walk into my store, along the back wall is just all these boxes on the ground lined up. So it's a little hectic right now, but yeah, I only do like maybe 2 hour sessions at most. But yeah, I don't know if I'd recommend it uh, to most people, but people who are into simulation games and card collecting, I think would definitely get a big kick out of it.
Very nice. John, what are your thoughts on this game? You're definitely muted.
I have no interest in this at all, to be honest.
What are you gonna name your shop? Oh, my shop's name is Card Fuckers. Nice.
What? Where's that? Oh, is that my? There we go. I have a a sound bound to my W key, so I got to figure that out before I start playing this.
Yeah, and there's,
but yeah, no interest at all. I don't want to. I don't even want to get into it because I've seen people get addicted to it,
oh yeah.
and yeah,
Mark,
no interest.
Mark, is this something you'd play?
Honestly, I could probably get into this game pretty good, but Steam games for me are like that's a very slow sell for me to actually get into them because like I usually end up deferring to my PlayStation, excluding Core Keeper. Obviously, that one I played the shit out of until I was beat the final boss and then got the end credits, and I said nice, and then I went back to playing my PlayStation stuff. But yeah, like the game does look fun. I do like the small little tedious games like that where like as you go on things get easier and easier. I do find it funny that people were just opening up packs hoping they got rich right away at the beginning of the game and then like to restart because they did not get the gist of the game at all. That's pretty funny. Yeah, it's a interesting game to me. Maybe one day I'll pick it up if I ever start playing on my laptop in earnest. But for right now, I will enjoy hearing about it from Anthony. And yeah, maybe one day I'll have a nice little lull and I'll pick that up.
Hopefully that comes to PlayStation at some point. That'd be cool.
I imagine
I would
like, if it gets
restart.
mainstream enough, I could definitely do
Yeah.
that.
At that point, like I know I said I wasn't willing to resync 9 hours, and I'd probably have way more at that point if it came to PlayStation. But I would probably pick it up as long as it was reasonably priced. I don't know if it would be more expensive, probably, than the Steam price point. But
Yeah, I remember way back, like I think it was before you guys started talking about it, but one of there's this content creator I follow on TikTok. She's been playing it, and she had like the one post that like had me dying. It was like she's just like helping people. There's like two guys just like playing cards with each other, and then like a guy comes walking in and he's got the smell coming off of him, and he
my
walks
God.
over to like watch them, and then like the two people just go like cover their nose, get up, and just leave the store. And then she ended up buying fans to fucking get this
Yeah.
to help with the smell. But it was fucking funny.
If I can, real quick, I just want to add two more things that you just reminded me. So you have one of the products you can sell is like spray can, like fragrance. And when you're low level, it's hard to afford the fans you're talking about. So what you have to do is every time you see a guy like that come in, you have to run to your shelf, grab it, press R to spray, like to turn it away. Because when you just pick it up, it's just an item that you can just put on the shelf. But when you press R, it's usable, and you have to run up to that guy and just spray the shit out of him, and then go put it back on the shelf.
I was going to jokingly say they should put a thing in where you have to Febreze them, but that is hilarious that they actually did put that in.
And then yeah, you remind me too. You can set up tables and charge a fee, and for every in-game hour that people play cards at your game, you make that money. You charge by the hour. So, and it tells you the rates that other stores have. So like if you charge more, some people won't play. You have a review too. So you have to buy a stand to put singles out of cards, because if you don't, you'll start to get bad reviews because it'll be like they didn't have the cards I want. So they don't even have to be like $100 cards or $50 cards. Like I constantly have like $2-3 value cards out. As long as you have cards out, you don't get the bad reviews. So there's all this extra stuff you have to do just to not get bad reviews. So you have to open packs if you want to keep a good review, but you don't have to keep opening obviously until you get high value cards. The highest value card I've ever gotten so far was like 130. I've opened like 100 packs at this point.
I am curious, like, so you're working, right? Like, is there any like people who will cut like so how John had all the boxes out front with all the merchandise? Is there a
Yeah.
thing where like somebody will walk by and steal one if it's out there long enough? Because that'd be funny as shit.
I don't think so, but I play like that might be a possibility. So like I never leave them out there more than like 5 seconds. Like as long as if I'm in the middle of checking someone out, I'll do the one person and then get the boxes, because That's always my concern, especially the later in the day when the sun starts to go down. But yeah. So yeah, watch. Now you have to give them change, and you got to do like. It's tedious.
And
I will say
Pennies,
though,
all
like,
pennies.
almost like working
I've
a
been
job.
I've gotten really quick at doing basic math though. So
All right. Any final thoughts on this before we move on?
it's all right.
All right, Mark. You've been grinding toward that platinum from Metaphor Refantazio. You're on that second playthrough. How's it
I
going?
have. So second playthrough in this game did not disappoint. Super easy. 'Cause you don't like you all your characters get reset back down to their base levels, but you keep all the progress for all of the like your royal attributes. You keep all that. You keep all of your items, and you keep all of the progress you made for the actual archetypes. So basically, the moment you unlock that archetype, whatever level it was on that character before, it comes in at that level and already unlocked. And basically, just being able to full sprint through the game. Like my guys are like lower level than a lot of the monsters I'm fighting, but because my gear is like 7 times the like damage output that it's supposed to be, I'm just leveling everything. There hasn't been a single boss fight that I haven't been able to finish in one round. It's been a lot of fun going through and getting that done. Honestly probably shouldn't even take that much longer to do. You do have to do a second playthrough in order to get the platinum, so it's not like you have to worry about getting it all done in one, because like if you miss a couple of things you want to get the platinum, you have to do a second playthrough regardless, because the one of the things you cannot unlock and do until the start of the second playthrough. Like there's this book inside like the little dreams escape place, and it's locked up for that first one, and then once the moment you start the second one, you'll go to that, it'll be like the lock will be broken, then it'll be sitting on a table. You cannot, however, beat it as soon as you start the second playthrough, because it's what's referred to as a super boss, and they refer to it as a super boss for good reason. But yeah, the second playthrough's been super fun so far. Still really enjoying the game, and if anyone even has any remote interest in it, I would highly recommend that they get it. It's just been a great experience overall. Wonderful game, and yeah.
Very nice.
I think you have to use the decimal point there, John.
Speaking of John, how's Metaphor been for you?
It's been good. I played it a little bit this week, not much, but I've been finding a lot that's happening is I have such a short span of time to actually play during the day, or sorry, during the evening, because I work during the day. And what'll happen is like my entire time playing would be like an introduction to an area. So um like it's a good game and I really want to enjoy it more, but I think I'm just going to have to like find more time to play it. I think I'm about, including the demo, um 40 hours in. So yeah, it's fun, and I haven't had too many difficulties with the combat or anything like that. I like the whole the basically like job system. It's kind of a nice spin on it. Um, I've unlocked like the majority of them. I want to say there it looks like a few like blank spots, but I'm sure I'm pretty close to getting them. But yeah, no, overall it's 10 out of 10. It's probably my game of the year. I know I said Astrobot was, but this one's definitely taken over. So
Very nice. Anthony, any plans on checking out the demo still this week, or with COD now, is it probably not happening?
Yeah, I think just with what's coming down the pipeline, that I didn't really fully think about it last time we talked, but with how much I'm enjoying the zombies, and then I know we got Monster Hunter Wilds uh, early access, or what was it called? Beta, open beta
Yeah, I think
next
it
weekend.
was like a
Uh,
beta test.
yeah, so I'll have to see where I'm at after that. Um, the worst case scenario is I might wait for a sale around Christmas if there's time. Like the the unfortunate thing with like the industry I feel like the last year or two is like if I don't the games I don't buy at release to play like right away, even if I end up getting them on sale, there's always something else that I'm buying at release to play right away, and there's no downtime in between. And even more so now with my much significantly less time to play games in comparison to like this past summer. So I would like to get to it if I pick it up on sale, but I can't really say for sure if I will or not. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. But we'll see what's going on after next weekend, I guess.
No, that's totally fair. Yeah, it is a game that doesn't really scream out to me. I've mentioned many times before, but I think it is a game where if there is that time where there's nothing going on, I will give a go. But like you said, to echo what you said, that's very rare to find that time nowadays. Because like even for me, like Dragon Age comes out this week, and I think that's going to be an extremely slow burn for me this month, where it's like when I'm kind of like burnt out on COD and I just want to like do something RPG like, I'll kind of like sink maybe an hour or two into that to kind of just break up the constant shooting of zombies, you know? Don't want to, it's like a marathon. I don't want to go too crazy because I did that with Cold War back in the day and I got all the camos done for that game within like I think the first month and I was just super burnt out after that. But yeah, no, I think eventually I will give it a go, but yeah, it's too far like in the future at this point with just so much shit coming out. Because like even like when you look toward like next year, early next year, like February is bombarded with games, and I still find it funny that they delayed Avowed to stop it from being so overcrowded by other games, and now it's like releasing with fucking 4 or 5 other games, including like the new Assassin's Creed and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts on Metaphor before we move on? All right.
Perfect game.
Perfect game. All right, Anthony, you did end up trying out this week Immortals of Aveum. How's that going?
Yeah, I think I got about 3 or 4 hours into it. I'm pleasantly surprised. I mean, from you and I, Chris, have heard from the one source that we share that it's a really good game, and I think they're onto something with it. I don't necessarily fully agree with their take, but it's Colin Moriarty we're talking about from Sacred Symbols. I'm talking about, I mean, but I think the story so far is really good. It's nothing groundbreaking. It's a story we've definitely heard time and time again in different forms, whether it be games or TV or movies, but just the way they're doing it and like the characters are likable and the lots of cutscenes, voice acting, good voice acting, not just, uh some, EA, what are the what's that shit they're doing? Like it's one of those games that EA did, right? Like
Um,
this side project games, whatever the fuck.
oh, the EA originals, or
Yeah, is it one of those or no?
oh yeah. I think it was an EA original. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So like even though it's an EA original, it's not necessarily like triple A like big studio shit. Like the quality of the voice acting I think is really good. Um and then the gameplay is I would say solid so far. I'm hoping some improvements come with through via like upgrades and stuff down the line. Um but you basically in this world of magic there's like 3 different types, and there's rare beings or rare people that have affinities for all 3, and that's what you are. This main character that has access to all 3, and you rotate like you would in any game with guns. You rotate between your 3 weapons, your 3 types of magic, and then depending on what gauntlet you're wearing for that, so blue, green, and red, you can change your green gauntlet to like different green ones, and they slightly differ. So like they might have a quicker fire rate, bigger magazine for your magic before you have to like do an animation to basically reload. Like it's essentially a shooter but with magic. Um, and then like the green one is usually like fast-paced shooting. Like I would almost call like an auto rifle or SMG. The blue is more so like a scout rifle type feeling, and then the red is almost like a shotgun, or potentially even like maybe a grenade launcher type feel, depending. Because just within one color, you can have quite a bit of variation where like the red one, for example, one might feel like you're doing shotgun type shot, whereas another one potentially could feel almost like you're shooting like a rocket, depending on the thing. Where it'd have like significantly lower fire rate, but like the DPS, like the damage for that one shot is like big damage, right? And then there's some accessories you can do to ramp up armor and like magic damage with certain elements and stuff like that. Where it kind of gets a little rough for me is like I am playing on like the easiest difficulty, so obviously I'm not going to have much issues. But I could imagine on the higher difficulties where this comes into play is you have so far like 3 different types of enemies I've seen. Like generalized is like range type, and then like melee type, and then there's like big brutes. And most of the brutes I've seen so far are of the melee genre where they're coming at you, and there's not much tools that I have access to like for mobility besides running. There is like a teleport I can do where like say if I'm here and I jump and I use it, I'll go and I'll be here. But like in I don't know if you guys think this way, but how I think if I go jump, teleport, that I would go teleport and then I would like go like this as I fall. But this game goes you teleport and then you just go straight down. There's like no momentum when you come out of your teleport. And it's just kind of jarring, and it's like you could teleport in any direction you're pointing the joystick in, but I don't know, it just doesn't feel very fluid when I'm using it. So like running from the brutes is really the best option a lot of the time, but um, I'm hoping there's some form of upgrade to it, or maybe an additional ability or something that helps with the mobility, because it's not like in a harder difficulty like that brute that I already can't just kill in like 3 seconds. I imagine like it's gonna take much longer, and you're gonna get hurt way more, way much. Um, So that's really the main issue I've had with the combat, which is not a huge one, especially on the lowest difficulty. But it's been a fun experience. I've only been doing like short sessions of it, and now with COD, it's probably a slightly on the back burner, depending on how I'm feeling it. Like if I want, because sometimes I just want something with a good story, and that one does. Oh, there is like these different challenges you can do where it's like platforming, which is really cool because that's the teleport thing is almost actually good when you're doing the platforming because you don't have to worry about overshooting when you come out of the teleport and stuff. So that the platforming stuff has been pretty fun as well. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep at it. Probably small sessions here and there. Um, yeah, I'm surprised that even though I probably wouldn't say it's a, I would give the game so far probably an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
So I just it does kind of baffle me that how badly it's sold.
So like for the teleporting, like how would you kind of compare it to like blinking in Destiny?
Um, Pretty similar actually. Like not as good as not as good as it, I would say. Like but I would say it's pretty similar like in concept.
Okay.
I'm I'm just trying to remember because blink is something I've only used, I think, like 2 or 3 times. But yeah, I'm just trying to remember. Like when you come out of your blink, what does it feel like as you come out of it?
It's pretty much just like transported to here, and then kind of like what you described, kind of like at that point you just kind of like fall, like depending on like where you aim the blink. Like if you aim the
Yeah.
blink up, like you just like descend down, but like if you just like blink straight, you'll kind of just like more so just reach. It's like almost like a speedster getting from one spot to the next spot.
Yeah. I would say the big difference is that the blink, I think, has a further distance that it can do.
Okay.
And then the other detail is, at least in the case of jumping and blinking or blinking upwards, that when you come out of it, you can activate your. Can you activate your like? Do you have any form of the gliding, or is there no gliding with?
No gliding
No.
with blinking.
Okay, so that's probably why I don't fucking use it, because I would just die so often by going off the map. But okay, yeah, it sounds like it's probably so. Then I think you would probably not have much of an issue that I'm having with how I feel about the fluidity of the combat,
Okay. Yeah, I always
considering I
liked
know you use
blinking.
it quite a bit.
Yeah, I like blinking, but like I think Mark can attest to this. Like I'm not gonna go and use that for like platforming and raids because like
Oh,
all of a
true,
sudden
yeah.
you're just like, all right, I'm gonna catch up to you guys, and I'll blink, and then all of a sudden I'm just overshot the platform and I'm just falling to my death or something.
Well, so
Oh, go ahead.
um, I haven't really found this useful in the combat aspect, but the platforming is you do unlock a thing where when you double jump, after your second jump, if you hold down the jump button, you like put your hand out facing down and you like hover. It's very slow, like it's not like a glide like a warlock glide, but it does extend your distance.
Okay.
Um and then you can, while you're doing that, you can still then do the teleport. So you can actually either just use the glide if you're trying to be very precision on like a small ledge in the distance, or if you're just trying to cross a big gap, you can do like the double jump, glide, and then teleport.
Nice. Yeah, because I remember in the early days of Destiny, like I'd like load into like a strike with Mark, but I would have been doing like PvP right with Blink, and then like we'd run the strike, and then all of a sudden like we'd go to jump, and then just bam, I just fell to my death. Then I'd be like, fuck, I still got Blink on. But yeah, like this is a game I think I remember starting it up, but I only did like the prologue kind of thing to it, so I didn't get too far into it. But then I think it was around the time where Baldur's Gate 3 came out, so I kind of like ended up caving buying that, so I didn't fully invest time into it. I do want to play it because like you said, Colin speaks highly of it. And like an 8 out of 10 sounds, I'm always down for a good 8 out of 10. Like games don't have to be fucking perfect to enjoy them. Hell, like
Yeah,
we've played games with like horrible reviews that we've had
yeah.
good times with, so but
There is also puzzles in the game. I haven't experienced too many hard ones, but it does add, to the variety. Where, I was saying, like I'm not fully in on the combat so far. Like the combat, I would give a 7 out of 10, I guess, maybe as so far. But the break in between where you can like explore, they're not like, it's not like an open world. It's a little more linear so far, but you can find different puzzles and stuff, and which is breaks it up. So I'm not always getting frustrated because I can't. I try to teleport from the brood and I hit a fucking rock because it. Yeah. Anyways,
Mark, is this a game you'd fuck with? Are you muted?
Mark's dead.
Mark's so good. Like Mark's so excited he's speechless. He's like, I have nothing to say. uh,
Mark twice in
Hello?
oh, there we
Hello?
go. There we
Testing?
go. There we
There.
go. There we go.
Yeah, I need to get a new headset. The game sounds interesting. Like I'm pretty sure it was on one of the free game things a while ago.
Yo.
Yep.
So I mean, maybe I'll try it out. But for right now, I mean, I've got tons of camos to grind through in COD, and got Metaphor to finish. Then once that's done, get back to finishing Space Marine, and yeah, got a lot of things to go.
Too much shit. Too much
Yeah.
shit. John, what are your thoughts? Do you think you'll ever try this one out?
It looks like fun. It looks like kind of a fantasy BioShock, I want to say. Yeah, I would definitely give it a try. I've heard like mixed things about it. But overall like positive. So yeah, maybe one day if I see it free or like if I'm ever like bored and just want to buy a game, I could see myself playing this.
Yeah, I think it was the PlayStation Plus monthly a couple months back, right? Or is it the catalog where it's free from?
No, it was. One
I'm
of the
pretty sure it was the yeah.
Oh,
One
I
of
must
those
have
for
missed
sure.
it then.
Ah,
I'm not. Maybe
It
I
was a
have it.
while
I don't know.
ago though, like potentially upwards of like 6 months ago, maybe.
mhm.
There's a possibility I have it already then. So yeah, I could see myself playing it.
All right. Any final thoughts on Immortals of Aveum?
Yeah, it's all right. I'll keep it going here and there. We'll
Nice.
see how it goes. And I'll check in next episode if I have a good chunk. I need to get to like a major boss fight to see really lock in how I feel about the combat, because that'll really tell me whether
That's fair.
my concerns are real or not.
Yeah, that's the thing. Boss fights can definitely like make or break a game, especially like with a game with like action combat like that, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got that shoot the shit. What's been on our minds this week? What have we been thinking about? Mark, what have you been thinking about this week?
Not a whole lot. My life's not been super crazy. I was just really looking forward to trying out the zombies with everybody, and it was a great experience. Not a lot of new stuff in the anime world, neither the manga. I mean, maybe my other one. A couple of the mangas I've been reading have been pretty good, but they only update once a week. Yeah, unfortunately, not a whole lot from this end, but I'm sure one of you guys have had an exciting revelation for the week.
John, you got anything exciting to talk about?
I got a upholstery cleaner.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. You don't realize how gross your furniture is, even if
Oh,
you
yeah.
think it's really clean.
Especially
You
if you
use
have
this
pets
thing,
and kids.
and it straight up looks like chocolate milk. The water afterwards. So I don't recommend trying it. I tried it, and it tastes just like farts. But yeah,
I
man, like,
thought you meant trying.
Yeah, like
using
cleaning
it.
it.
oh no, like I used it quite a bit, but yeah, it doesn't taste like it looks. It looks delicious. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, man, I thought my couch was great. I thought it was super clean. It was not. It was disgusting, actually. But now it's clean. It looks great. It smells great, like Gain fabric detergent.
Nice.
Yeah. Otherwise, how about this card game? I think I like it. So yeah, it's I'm gonna keep. Yeah.
All right. Anthony, how about you?
Yeah, I got a couple things. So first one I'll start with to get it out of the way because it's fucked up. So, well, not fucked. So lately on my counter, we've been getting like occasionally seeing these like little tiny little bugs. They look like little tiny little beetles, and we kill them. And like we started seeing them more frequently, right? And then Katie's like, "Oh, I found some like inside Lincoln's like lunch pail." And then the one day I was at work and I opened up my lunch and I had one in my lunch pail. And we keep our lunch pails on the counter a lot of the time, right? Well, last night, like I woke up this morning and Katie's like, "You'll never believe what I found." I'm like, "What?" And she shows me a picture, and inside like a box of like powder that you use to make muffins and like another one for like pancakes. It's like you don't even see any powder. It's all black because of how
Oh
many
no!
are in there. And they're called like flower beetles or something.
Are they weevils?
No, that's the thing. They're not raiders.
Yeah. Oh,
No, they're like flower beetles, is what you call them.
gross.
But so yeah, so we basically went through our whole kitchen and like threw out a bunch of stuff, like anything that was like, even if we like the things, it lists the things that they like to get into, but we were just like, if something is open, it's going in the cart. So we cleaned house in the kitchen, and yeah, that was an interesting. So now we're just hoping we give it some time and they'll eventually go away because they won't have a food source. And anything we do open, I don't know, we'll figure something out, whether we store it elsewhere or gets like sealable containers to keep it in for now. But at least it's not cockroaches, right?
I mean,
Fuck,
true.
gross. But the other thing is, yeah, fucking next weekend, man. I know Call of Duty's going hard right now, but we got Monster Hunter Wilds open beta coming next weekend, which I cannot fucking wait. I can't wait to try out like having access to two. I'm curious, like, what we'll get with it. Like, will it be like, oh, you have access to like a mid-tier armor set and mid-tier level weapons and access to like a small list of different monsters, or is it going to be like you're at the beginning of the game, you know what I mean, and you have to progress? I hope it's like the mid-tier one so that I can try out different combos of different way, and like we already have access to the mount and everything, because I don't know if I assume they won't give that to you right at the beginning of the game. You have to unlock it, right? So I'm looking forward to that, and to try out some different combos. Whether I'm gonna go ranged and melee combo. I just don't know what yet. It's either gonna be bow or light bow gun, and then I don't know melee wise. I've always used bow. I've just been a pure bow user in the two Monster Hunter games that I played. So that's gonna be exciting. And then we also have in like 3 or 4 days, Pokemon TCG Pocket comes out, which that I've been watching different YouTube videos on that, and looks like it'll be fun. I actually watched like a mini series that's still going of this guy playing completely free to play, like spending no money, and it does seem like there's a huge drop off after like a couple weeks, where you're effectively like, I mean, you get 2 free packs you open every day, which to me is already good enough because I'm not looking to sit here and game on my phone for hours at a time. It's just something, you check in, like if I'm on break at work, right? I got 15 minutes, I can check in, open some packs, maybe do a battle or two or whatever. But I know at the first couple weeks, like there's so much missions to do and stuff, so you get like a good amount of packs for free within the first like 2 weeks. Um, Supposedly, like from what I've seen, because they released in the UK and maybe Europe as a whole early, like maybe a month ago, a couple weeks ago. So looking forward to that. Um, yeah, other than that, yeah, I'm like similar boat, Mark. I got some manga I keep up with, and I'm just fucking. I hate when I catch up to all of them, and then I'm like, what do I fucking do now? Like, do I try and find a new one? And then I try to, and it's like, but I've searched for new ones so many times now that I just see the same ones over and over again that I know I didn't have interest in because I tried to, and so on and so forth. So yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
about it.
Nice. Yeah, for me, obviously Venom. We saw 3 of us saw that last night. That was something I've been looking forward to for a while, and like I was like as we talked about it. In my opinion, it's like the first 2 films. Like if you like those, you'll have a good time. I'd say a solid like 8 out of 10. It's just silly fun. It's a bromance story when you think about it. At the end of the day, all those movies have just been about bromance. And then outside of that, yeah, I won't be hopping into the Monster Hunter Wilds beta just because I don't feel like that urgency for it. But like, I am playing it when the game does come out. And then the big thing is, yeah, so switching up the podcast, we're going to monthly, which would be nice because I've definitely been getting that burnout with work, doing a lot of computer paperwork, and then just making the time for this, and then as you guys as we've all kind of echoed, right? Lately, it's just like we haven't had that much time to play games as much as say we used to, and all that. And I think switching to the monthly format is going to be a lot better for us because that frees up a Sunday night where we could play some zombies or just play whatever we want to play. And it also gives us that full month to be okay, I'm going to sink solid time into this one game and talk about it, as opposed to oh, hey, I played this game for 5 seconds and then the next week I played it for 20 hours kind of thing. So yeah, this episode will go up the 7th of November. So what it's going to be is we'll record the last Sunday of each month, and then it'll post the first Thursday of each month. So I think it'll give me time to kind of edit between them, so I don't feel rushed to well, I don't let's be honest, I don't really edit the episodes, but process rendering and then getting the clips and then the uploading is still a bit of a thing to do. So but and then there may be something else in the works for you guys. Obviously, Sean, you guys were talking with Sean about an anime spin-off episode that could be monthly. Get you guys to weeb out a bit, talk about your waifus and stuff like
I
that.
don't watch anime, Chris.
You live anime.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to even just talking about that, to kind of figure out how we want to approach it, with with the topics or just the formatting of it and stuff like that. So, and just what you got between Sean and John, what they come up with for just key art and different shit like that. It's exciting.
Nice.
I've actually that whole conversation inspired me to go back and start updating my my anime list, the website my anime list, because I was severely behind. I haven't updated it in over a year, so my anime count just jumped up by 20. And apparently, I think if I saw, they have a manga section too that you can list. So I'm considering doing that, but that would be a huge undertaking because there's so many.
So many.
Yeah, and some that just don't even finish. They just stop being made, or they take years. Anime manga is not like anime, man. Where it's it just some just go on and never end. Tower of God, probably one of my not my favorite, but I really love that manga, and it's 600 and something is the latest chapter, and it's been around for over 10 years, crazy.
Alright, so that's it for shooting the shit. Now we'll talk about our final topic and get the fuck out of here. So easy final topic. When it comes to shooters, what is your favorite type of gun to use? Shotgun, sniper, auto rifle, or assault rifle, hand cannon, pistol, bolt action rifle, blah blah blah. So many possible fucking choices. Mark, what's your go-to?
Might be a little bit boring. Just say a good old assault rifle. It's it does a little bit of everything, and it's always nice, trusty, good to go for basically any sort of encounter you're doing. You got some guy a little bit long range. You can get the bullets out there. Might not do full damage, but it'll get the bullets down range. It's always the one thing. If they have good assault rifles in the game, I usually end up enjoying it more. But I'd say beyond that, I'd have to say one of my all-time favorite weapons in a video game was when I got the 1000 voices, and I didn't unequip that gun for 2 years. It was the only heavy. I got other heavies, and it's the only heavy I ever used because it was just so satisfying charging it up, just lasing across the field, and everything blew up. That gun was amazing. But my all-time go-to weapon is just a nice solid assault rifle or Destiny auto rifle. Yeah, just all reliable.
I mean, you can't go wrong with that. Let's be honest right now. Anthony, how about you?
Yeah, it's tough. I would probably say current Anthony is probably between auto rifles and hand cannons. Yeah, probably more so towards auto rifle, just because within that each category of gun, you generally have variances as well. For like, if we're talking in Destiny terms, like auto rifle, you have like as low as like a 360 RPM and as high as like a 720, and or like guns like probably my favorite exotic, Vex Mythoclast, which while it's a fusion rifle, technically it's basically a what is it, 390, or did they change it? Like it's a low fire rate auto rifle essentially, right? Um, but I do got to give a shout out to bows. It's not current Anthony preferred weapon type, but there was a time when like that was my go-to for like a long time.
Yeah, bows are always a good time, fun time. Especially when games like Destiny when they do bows right,
Hmm.
perfection. John, how about you?
Either submachine gun or shotgun. It all depends on the game too. So like something like Destiny, I would generally like to use a assault rifle. But something like Call of Duty, especially like PvP, I'd rather use a shotgun or an SMG. That way, I can get up close and personal, with the shotgun. And if I need a little bit more distance, switch to the SMG, spray and pray. Hope I hit them. I probably won't, but you know. But yeah, the if I had to pick between the two, I'd probably say SMG.
Nice. Honestly, like you all have said something that like I would have picked. Like I like auto rifle, SMG, fucking bows. But I think I like a close one to my heart. And like the thing that sucks is like not a lot of games do it, and not a lot of games do it right. But it's like a solid fucking dual wield pistol, just fucking going John Wick, just fucking lighting him up. Uh, like, and like to clarify, like the semi-auto pistols, like not like the revolvers, but like yeah, those have always
Like
been a favorite of
Matrix,
mine. Yeah,
when he's like doing the flip, he's like,
yeah, yeah. I remember it's an old game, so I don't mind spoiling it because it came out in fucking the 360 era. But like the Tomb Raider like remake series they did at the end of the game for just like the last little fight, or that they give you like her signature dual wield pistols, and it was like the best fucking moment in the game. And then I did the new game plus, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll have the pistols, and I didn't. I was fucking pissed. I was like, come on, man. But yeah. I always think back to games like I think Max Payne had the dual wield pistols too, right? Yeah, if I remember correctly, with like the bullet time, but like stranglehold, a game I've mentioned many times before. Like the dual wield pistols just felt so good. Yeah, I think dual wield pistols will always have a special place in my heart for sure. All right, boys, we made it through another successful episode of the Guy Pie Podcast. This will be it for about a month. We get to play a lot of shit beforehand, or for the next month. And when I say play a lot of shit, it'll probably mostly be Call of Duty and Dragon Age for me. But that's we'll see how she
We
goes.
play a lot of it though.
Oh yeah, a lot of it. I'm excited. I'm excited to have more time to play games and like more time because like our schedules are all so fucked right now. Like or not like fucked, but like so different. So it is. It's continuously been hard to like link up. Say like before, like Mark, for example, with you on midnights. We've only really ever had like the Friday and Saturdays, but like
Yeah.
that's gotten tougher too, right? Because like some Fridays, like me waking up at 6 a.m., I'm fucking tired by the time you get home, right? So having that Sunday, I think, would be nice. So it'll definitely be good for us for sure.
Make her happen.
Oh yeah. All right. So I'm Chris. That's Mark.
Bye.
That's Anthony.
bye.
And that's John.
I'll see you. I'll see you next month when I'm talking about nothing but this game.
Venom took a trip to Ohio. We'll probably see him maybe next week. Maybe next week he'll show up again.
Poor guy. Poor guy's internet.
Poor guy.
Eddie.
All right, that's a wipe.